Hi, my name's Jacob.
Hi, my name is La.
And my name is Christine.
Alright, so I want to know, how many of you guys have taken a standardized test before? Okay, so that's some of us. And these standardized tests, they can come at different importance level. And what I mean by that is that some standardized tests can be used for just a grade, while other standardized tests can determine what college you're getting into. And this standardized test I'm talking about is known as the Scholastic Assessment Test, or better known as the SAT. And the SAT is one of the biggest standardized tests a student will have to take because this often shows how well they are ready for college, and this determines what type of college they'll get into. And because of that, this can cause a lot of stress and anxiety for these high school students, or maybe middle school students even. And that's why this SAT is beneficial for colleges, but also harmful to students because it allows the colleges to enroll and pick what students they want easier and better. And according to Gasper Casperton, who is the former governor of West Virginia and the College Board president, he states that the SAT is fair, valid, and reliable for college admissions. And that's good to know because as a student, you want to have the same chance as every other student to get into these colleges. However, that's not always the case because the SAT is often said to be biased towards racial people and also how well off they are in life, determining their income. So let's talk about an issue with the SAT. The SAT seems to discriminate against the lower income people. And this can be seen in Chapel Hill University in North Carolina. And according to Joseph Suarez, who is a sociologist at Wake Hill University, he did a research and he found out that only 12% of the students at Chapel Hill University came from the bottom half of the North Carolina income. And that is such a minimal amount of students from the bottom half of the income of those families in North Carolina. And that just shows that because the SAT is being constantly used, that this is making the diversity of this college lack its different types of backgrounds. And another problem with the SAT is that it's not favoring those who don't make as much as the higher income students. And this can be seen because the SAT is often said to be a test to see how well you can study for this test. And those who have more money can afford these study guides and these private tutors to pay for the SAT and get a better score. However, those who don't have as much money can't afford to get these tutors because they're too busy working or getting jobs and worrying about other things in their life. So this is a huge issue because it's lacking diversity and the socioeconomic level of students isn't being equally represented in these high schools. However, there are those who argue that the SAT is something that's really good for colleges. And this is because that this whole idea that the SAT is being racially biased is supposedly created by a group called the Fair Test Group. And this group is said to want to end all types of standardized testing because it creates an unfair atmosphere for these students. And according to Sherilyn Harley-Lebon, who is the co-chairwoman of the National Leadership Committee of Black Conservatives, she states that every SAT question is pre-tested and analyzed to ensure that there is no bias. And that's really good to know because we don't want to take a test that is biased in any way, and we want to have an equal chance for all students alike. However, I think that the times are changing and the SAT isn't always going to be the best and suitable option for these students. And there are probably better ways to fit and determine what students will fit in at these colleges. And one possible solution that I have is that we switch over to using GPA and class rank in college admissions more. And this is because the higher GPA a student has, or the higher rank a student has in their class, is determined by how hard courses they take and how well they do in these courses. So if a student is able to succeed in these hard classes, that means their GPA will increase and their class rank will also increase, meaning that they are more competitive and they fit these colleges better. And because of that, the SAT wouldn't need to be taken and it will be an equal battlefield because then students with their GPA is not determined by how well they study, but just how well they do in school. So we should stop using the SAT and focus more onto GPA and class rank. Thank you.